Hi everyone, this is Lovelyn Johnson. Today we're going to be looking at the law of thermostat from the 16 undeniable laws of communication. What is the law of thermostat? The law of thermostat states that communicators read the room and change the temperature. We all know the difference between a thermostat and a thermometer. What does a thermometer do? It reads the temperature of the room. If the room is hot, it's going to tell you it's hot. And if it's cold, it's going to read it and tell you as is. But a thermostat, on the other hand, not only it would read the room temperature, it could also then regulate the temperature. If the room is hot, it's going to circulate cold air into the room so that it's nice and perfect. And if the room is cold, it's going to pump in hot air. It knows to regulate the room temperature and keeps it at a nice, comfortable level. And that's why we appreciate a thermostat. We are now going to look at the 6 practices of a thermostat leader. The number one thing a thermostat leader does is they read the temperature of the room before the audience even enters into the room. So they go and check the venue, they look at the setting before the audience had a chance to get into the room. They take a peek at it and they are aware of how the room is set. They look at the lighting in the room. Is it dark? Is it well lit? Often a well lit room means you are having a warm conversation with them. And when it's dark, it's like a performance where the speaker performs and all other person are just spectators. And John likes the room to be well lit. In that way, it's not about performance, it's about engagement. And another thing John often checks is how is the stage set up? Are there plants there that obstructs the view with the audience, or is everything clean and he could have a nice communication with the audience? He checks the stage and he prefers to walk among them. If there are stairs, he would often like to take and meet the audience. In that way, he doesn't separate himself from the audience. He's part of them. And because of that, he has great engagement. He looks at the stage setting, sound system, is it all good? If the sound is not good, you've completely killed the message. So he would check all these little details before he gets a chance to go and speak and address the audience. So the number one thing is read the temperature before people arrive. Number 2, know the temperature of the room. The book talks about warm rooms and cold rooms. What's a warm room? It's often an informal setting where people come because they want to be part of it. They know the speaker, they often know some of the attendees, and that makes a warm room. What's a cold room? A cold room is a formal setting where people are asked to attend. They are there because they are asked to attend, and it's not by choice. And when that happens, they often don't know the speaker, they don't know the people attending the event, and that makes it a cold room. Being aware of the type of setting that you are in helps you break the ice. The book talks about an event in Abu Dhabi where John is asked to speak about leadership, and he was going to speak about the 5 levels of leadership. And the first level is position. And as he takes a look at the stage, there are people from the royal family seated on chairs that look like thrones. And they are seated there because they are royalty. Meanwhile, he's going to deliver a message which talks about the levels of leadership, and the lowest level is position. What does John do? Instead of just diving straight into the message and offending the people, he makes the room nice and welcoming by interacting, by breaking ice and having a great conversations. And then it delves into addressing the topic in a gentle way. So reading the room, reading the setting that you are in and making adjustments based on the setting would often help you to be an effective speaker. Number 4, be 100% present. Give your full energy, whether you're addressing a crowd of 5 people, 5,000 people, 500,000 people. Bring your A game and be fully present emotionally, mentally, physically. You have to give your 100% to the audience you are serving. The book talks about an event that happened in Mexico City where John is delivering a message. As he delivers the message, he could hear the translation over loudspeakers. So he's coaching himself to keep going and not let that distract him. While this is happening, he suddenly gets a stomach upset and he had to use the restroom 7 times. What did he do? He quickly decided to give them a group activity and asked them to work on it as a group while he went and used the restroom. And he had to do it 7 times. 6, be flexible. Often, as speakers, we are fixated about our content, what we want to deliver, but we should be flexible. The book gives a wonderful example where John is a keynote speaker and he is going to address the audience in a ballroom at a hotel. He soon finds out that this event is happening in a beach where there are folks playing, there are people swimming, there are conversations happening, and then there are a group of people gathered to listen to John speak. So what does he do? Instead of delivering his entire speech, he just picks up one key point, shares the key point with the crowd, and then says, you work 2 by 2 and talk with each other about how this point resonated with you, and he makes it a teaching moment. You need to be flexible. Imagine him standing in the beach and delivering a 7-point teaching principle, which probably would get lost with all the distraction that's happening around. So be flexible, because it's all about your audience than about your content or about you. Today in my Lunch and Learn, a person gave an insightful quote. She said, it's not about you shining, it's about serving your audience. And I thought that was such a powerful thing, because it's not about us being in the limelight and shining as great speakers. It's about serving our audience. And when we keep that in our forefront, we will make adjustments to our speech. I would encourage you to have a thermostat mindset. Instead of just preparing your content and being ready with the content, you have to do that, but make adjustments. Look at the room, read the room before people even enter into the room. Be fully present, give your 100%, and be flexible. Make adjustments. In that way, you could serve your audience better. I hope you keep these principles in the forefront and be a thermostat, not a thermometer. A thermometer can read the room, but it can do only that. But a thermostat could regulate the temperature, be a thermostat communicator. In that way, you regulate your speech based on the audience you're serving. I hope you found this lesson helpful. Next week, we are going to be looking at the law of the change up. I hope to see you there.